What up, bros? Welcome to another Brograph Brocast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
And Brograph is a supplement to our site, Brograph.com, which is a motion graphics tutorial site with tutorials, plugins, podcasts, and other MoGraph stuff. And on the podcast, we talk about everything ranging from motion graphics to Cinema 4D, After Effects, plugins, render engines, doing business, doing taxes, being a contractor, or working for the man.
Did you do that in one breath? I think you did it in one breath.
No, I took a breath. I don't want it to be like sounding weird, so I tried it once. It was fun. You can email us at brograph.com, and you can send in your show topic ideas or your comments or your questions or whatever you want to send in. It's a very listener-driven program. We consider all of you producers, so if you would like to help us produce the show, just send us topic ideas, or you can put the topic ideas that you have in the Brograph Slack channel. Go to brograph.com/Slack and sign up. There's so many people in there, I can't keep up.
Oh, yeah, I know. We stepped away for like a few minutes to talk, and then we had 58 notifications. It's awesome. 58
notifications in one channel in 10 minutes. I'm like, I literally can't even right now. So I'm a 14-year-old millennial.
Yeah.
Or Gen Z or Gen something.
Yeah.
I literally can't even. And so I'm just going to go ahead and hop on Vero then.
All right.
So, Vero, why?
I don't know.
I don't get it. Just because everybody's adding each other. Everybody's like hopping on the bandwagon of something.
Like I don't like any of my like Facebook or Twitter or anything like that to be able to see my contacts in my phone, you know? And plus I'm stupid and for some reason can't figure out the iPhone correctly, so I share all my contacts with my wife, and then there's like my wife, and then there's like
I don't know why
15
you share iCloud
different
with your
like
wife.
Copies of it, and it's so dumb. Anyway,
and every time I get these notifications that your wife has changed calendar updates,
yeah, I know,
schedule, but it's really
me.
you, and I don't know how you can keep one account like that. It's too confusing.
Yeah, it is a little bit, but whatever. Anyway,
so I don't know about Vero. Everybody's talking about this thing with Vero, where like they're upset about the terms of service, and I get that, but I see that every time there's a new social network. It's the exact same wording. The same lawyers in California probably designed it. It's just a CYA type thing.
Yeah.
For lawyers, they just put it in there to make sure that nobody is going to get sued or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
And everybody gets upset about it, and then they post things on like Facebook. I do not give Facebook my permission, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, you did because you signed up for it.
Yeah. Liam was saying that someone
has
has found that Vero is run by Russian developers. Hey, David Aryev's on the stream.
Oh, David Aryev, going to see you like in 24 hours, a little over 24 hours. Be like Cool Fire. Can I just mention that Cool Fire and his mustache. Now,
we're bringing this up again.
Well, here's the deal. My beard game is getting strong.
Okay. And
I was doing this thing the other day, and I started curling. I'm like, I can almost curl my mustache.
Are you going to be the new Cool Fire?
And what I'm thinking is, Cool Fire might be like a trophy type situation.
Oh, so he's going to pass the torch to you, and you will be the new Cool Fire?
Torch. Yeah, the Cool Fire torch is only about your curly mustache. Because I'm a bartender from 2014, apparently.
That's funny.
So, you know. Anyway.
That's funny.
So we'll see. Maybe we have to do a torch passing thing, and maybe we'll have a NAB trophy that the trophy goes to that person that year who wins the Cool Fire trophy.
Yeah, the Cool Fire trophy is the mustache trophy, and every year
yeah, that person has to
pass the stash.
You
Ryan.
have to pass it back. Yeah,
good job.
Pass the stash.
I like that. I like that.
There you go.
Okay, Mark.
Yeah,
yes. Go ahead.
We are trying to do a DFW C4D live stream, but it solely depends on what bandwidth we have when we're there. We're going to try their bandwidth. We're going to try, I don't know, a phone or something. We're going to give this a little test tomorrow. There's a piece of software that we can actually test and just make sure that the bandwidth is good. So I'm going to bring my laptop, and we're going to try that tomorrow.
Yep.
And just see what we got.
Yeah.
So we don't know. But if it's not streamed live, we will have the recordings of the event. So you'll get to see it eventually. So this is episode 123.
That's fun.
Which is kind of fun. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that?
The
but
only
that's fun.
way to get to the next one is going to be episode 1234.
Oh, we'll get there.
Unless
Don't
we
worry.
get to 234, I guess.
Yeah. So I heard this joke. I'm gonna retell this joke because
is this the 3 joke?
Yeah. So okay.
All right. I'm just gonna sit back and let you tell it.
Okay. So, Back to Work is a podcast I listened to with Merlin Mann, and he just made a funny joke because it was their episode 333, and he was like, "Well, what is that when it comes to like file permissions? You got read, write, and execute for file permissions." And Dan Benjamin was like, "Well, actually, 333 means you can write it and you can execute it, but you don't actually read it. You can't read it." So he said, "Oh, like the new healthcare bill." Ding. I was like, that was, I don't know, it made me LOL. So,
David,
busy
yes,
work.
I do want to
We've
play
been very
Halo.
busy. What's that?
David said he's done with his stuff. You want to play Halo?
Oh, that's funny. He's done with his big project.
Yep.
That's good.
See,
That's
we
good.
should have just flew you in
we
a
coulda
day
gotten you a
earlier.
flight. You could have come out tomorrow and
That's
hung out
all right.
with us and gone to lunch.
Yep.
Mm. So here's the thing. We've been super busy with work. We've been catching up on DFWC 4D prep, and so we're a day late.
I was in the hospital for a day.
You were in the hospital.
Yes.
I was in a wreck with a drunk driver. A lot of stuff has gone on.
Uh-huh.
So you had some...
I got gallstones. It's awful.
Gallstones.
Yeah.
Gallstones.
I've got Gollum stones.
Gollum stones.
Yep.
My precious.
It sucks. It's kind of the worst pain that I've been in besides that tooth pain that I was in a few months ago. I don't know which one was worse. Because the tooth pain, I couldn't focus on anything except for that. That was excruciating. But the gallstones, man, I drove myself to the hospital, and that was awful. I straight up ran a red light.
I didn't know you drove yourself. That sucks, dude.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
I didn't think it was going to be that bad because I've had it before, but it just it got worse and worse and worse. So it happens when you have, a bad gallbladder and you eat 2 eggs and bacon for breakfast. Normally I have some bread to go with it, but it was all fat. So,
man. Well, so we had a kind of a bad week in that aspect. I would say unlucky, but it's kind of lucky because you didn't have to stay in the hospital.
I did not. No,
and I walked away from a wreck with the drunk driver, so that's not too bad, dude. As I was going through an intersection, he was going the opposite way through a green light and decided he wanted to turn left without an arrow and turned left right in front of me. And I braked really hard, but I couldn't get out of the way. I just T-boned him. Completely destroyed his 2-week-old car. Completely ruined all the airbags.
I don't mean to laugh. I'm glad everyone was okay,
dude.
but it was.
I got out.
Old.
Dude was like, did you see you hit me? Oh my God. I was like, are you kidding me? Did I see him hit you? Okay. And I just kind of walked away and waited for the cops to get there. And I'm like, so he doesn't know I'm the guy who hit him. So there's that. So anyway, interesting week.
Yeah.
And
seriously.
so we were finishing a lot of projects too. And it's really funny, you learn stuff from all your projects. And
yeah,
we had a project this week that I was working on. And it was one of those things where we talked about everything ahead of time, but there was some sort of miscommunication in the pipeline. And round 1 came around and it was like, they didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I was like, and they were a little upset. And I'm like, no, wait, hold on a second. Because this is what we talked about. But I think there's a little misunderstanding, talk them through it and say, look, you still got 2 rounds of changes. We're going to get this where you want it. And we did. And they're super happy with it. So that's great. As far as the content, I thought it was really interesting because the stuff that I ended up making this weekend was actually something that I feel is real worthy. It's something that is I don't know. I looked at it in the end and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is as not last minute, but as rushed as we had to turn this around. It was just kind of I can't believe it came to this because now I'm pretty sure I'm going to put this on the reel after all of this rush. So I was really happy with it. I did this almost modern version of an old 80s promo thing with stars and flying lines and colors and stuff, and I'm really happy with it. So interesting how that works.
Oh, you guys are funny.
Why?
People
Talking
on the
about
chat. Now you're shaking your leg.
Dude,
on camera, it looks like something else.
Oh, I'm shaking my leg. Oh, I always do that. I've had so much caffeine this morning prepping for the show. I didn't sleep well last night. I got this sinus thing, and I'm just like downing coffee. So I should like get a standing desk for that reason. It'll probably help me burn off the energy.
You know, I want to, for my new office, I want to do a standing desk, you know, but I've actually it's been back and forth about, I've read things that say standing desks will kill you, but I've also seen, you know,
why
sitting desks will kill you. And it's like, I
think
don't know.
Way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
Oh man, the chat. Immaculate Conception. Dave begins the race of Beeple's people.
It's so stupid.
Gosh. Oh my. Anyway, we're getting ready for the guys to get here. We've got Mitch and EJ coming in tomorrow. We're gonna have lunch and dinner with them. We got David coming in on Thursday, and we're gonna go to hang out with the already been chewed guys. It's kind of a tradition now that we go hang out with them. We're going to get to see some people we haven't seen in a while. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, that will be fun.
And then we're getting ready. I think we're up to almost 110 tickets sold for the event so far.
Yeah.
This has been an interesting push as far as doing Facebook ads. I've been doing some random A/B comparison test stuff and you know, all that type of, you know, video or still images or slideshows, what works, what doesn't work, what audiences. And, you know, I'm not like a big social media marketing person, so I'm trying to do this myself, and it's been interesting to see what's actually driving quote-unquote sales for free tickets. But, you know, we're spending a little bit of money to try and figure this out. Because honestly, I think
we're spending a lot of money.
We always spend so much money.
We always spend so much money on this.
People don't know.
Yeah.
People don't even know.
You know, we get a lot of sponsorships, but the sponsorships are mostly for you guys. You know, the sponsorships are almost all for you guys. Maxon throws us some money, which is awesome of them, you know, but really a good majority of all of this come from our pockets. Just so it's basically a big excuse for us to all get together and hang out. So,
Right.
And
that's basically what it is.
I'm going to tease this, but I've been talking to Dave about, you know, finding out the date for the next one and then starting to push it now so that we can actually maybe sell some tickets and so that you guys who aren't living in the Dallas area can actually come out and, you know, participate.
Yeah.
You'll have enough warning to where you could actually like maybe, you know, fly into town.
Yeah, we'd like to get this to a point where it's like a quarter res, if you will. Yeah. You know, maybe we can get permission to use that name.
Half res south.
Half res south. I like quarter res because it's not as big as half res.
Yeah. So anyway,
and someday hopefully they'll do like full res, like a huge one somewhere.
Yeah.
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 So there's that. So that's fun. And I just wanted to put this out there because everybody's getting ready for NAB, talking about NAB prep, especially on the Slack channel. Everybody's coordinating and stuff like that. So if you're going to go to the Super Meet, which we used to go to, and it's a lot of fun, but we don't have time to go to it anymore with everything that we're doing. If you guys happen to go to the Super Meet, I just need to tell you, use a throwaway email address for the love of God.
Yeah.
Because you think NAB is bad with people emailing you after the fact, scan your badge. If you sign up for the Super Meet, you get on the worst list in the entire universe. I still get emails almost every day, especially coming up to NAB, from all sorts of people that they sold my email address to. It is the worst.
Yeah, it's really
I'm
awful.
talking hundreds of people start bombarding you with email. So do not use your regular email address for Super Meet. You will be so upset.
I think that's probably a good word of advice for. I mean, just after NAB, you know, expect
it's
lots
awful.
of emails. It's your post NAB, you know, unsubscribe. It's awful.
And the thing is, because they sell it to everybody, you can't just do one unsubscribe. After it goes out to 100 people, You have to unsubscribe from those, and then
they can resell that again. That's why they ask you when you're signing up for the NAB stuff. It's like, what's your interest? Oh, I like this, I do this, I do this. And then they can sell it a whole lot better.
I don't get that much from the NAB address.
I do.
I do that thing with the standalone, the catch-all.
Yeah.
It's an old domain that I've had for like 20 years. And
that's really smart.
So Supermeat at mediasplash.net gets like crap, all sorts of crap. And so it's to the point where I've just done a redirect, so that stuff just mutes and I never see it. It goes right to spam.
Interesting.
But that's the thing that you can do with these catch-alls is set your own address. And then just who sold your info basically.
Yeah,
so,
that's really nice. That's nice.
Yeah. Or who got hacked.
Got hacked.
Yeah. So, live stream updates, I wanted to talk about those. We didn't do an Octane or a Redshift this week. We were going to do a Redshift at the last second. I found out Liam had something going on. This week, obviously, it's super busy. We got this live stream. We don't have the live stream Thursday because we're going to be doing our thing. And we're going to be attempting our stream on Thursday.
Still be trying. Yeah, exactly.
So, there might be something. So, I don't want to have a conflict with that. So, I think in the Skype chat, I've asked Liam if he wants to do a different night, like tonight or tomorrow. It's up to him. So just we'll probably get back to regular live streams next week. I don't know. He might want to take a week off. He'll probably tell me right now in the chat. Slack. We talked about Slack. There's a Fusion channel now. If you're getting into Fusion,
is it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. You can, and I'm pretty sure Liam will probably be all up in it.
Yeah.
I'm looking right now.
Dude, the Houdini channel on our Slack, even though I don't use Houdini, it's so good.
I know. I just kind of peruse
there are so many smart people in that Houdini Slack. So if you're interested in learning, and actually, here's another idea that I had. I thought about creating a new channel called basically No Stupid Questions or something like that. So anyone who wants to come in and literally, because I think a lot of people are worried that they come into the Slack.
Oh, yeah.
At least I know with the motion design Slack, I had this problem a lot where it's like, okay, I don't know if this question, like, I'm a professional, yes, but I don't know if this is going to be seen as a noob question. I don't know. I was kind of self-conscious about that. Maybe a whole channel dedicated to, hey, it may be a stupid question, but you know what? We're not going to make fun of you.
Can we do an autoresponder that's that weird version of SpongeBob that's going, like, repeating the same thing back, going, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it over audio.
No, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, you can't do this.
Yeah, it's like, it takes whatever anybody says and just, like,
that'd be pretty
quotes
good.
It and puts that picture. I don't know.
I like that. What's up, Penny?
Kent is in the Slack channel right now and has a link to the NVIDIA webinar with Jules from last week, which is something I completely missed. We met Kent up in New York City, NAB.
That's right.
East.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
along with Mike Madonna.
I mean Emmett Smith. I think that somehow I missed that this week. So I'm going to put that in the show notes. I really want to check that out, actually. So you can check that out. Or if you want to go straight to the Slack channel, you can see where that is.
Cool.
And so, yeah, Fusion, and Liam has said, no, he's not going to do a live stream this week. He just responded back to me. And the Fusion channel, Liam's probably going to be up in there. I know he's been using Fusion. There's not a lot of activity in there yet, but if you kind of want to get into that, it's kind of like Nuke Lite. Yeah. So it might be a good gateway.
If Fusion is Nuke Lite, then what is After Effects?
After Effects would be it's not Nuke. It'd be called I know what it would be called. It'd be called iNuke.
Okay, that's good. That's
like
good. I like
iMovie.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
It's iNuke.
iNuke. Okay.
Yeah. All right. It would be Apple's version of Nuke.
Right. Okay.
Just completely dumbed down, and over time it will just get worse.
Yeah. Well done, sir.
So,
I like that. I like that.
And let's talk about Google image search, because this is a really, really annoying thing that just came up.
Super annoying. So apparently, like, Google, in order to like appease some of the big like image people, what's the name of the Getty? Yeah. in order to appease Getty, changed it to where now if you're Google searching, for an image or something, you can't just like view the image as it is.
Why would that be to appease Getty? I don't understand that. What is the reasoning
I don't know.
for that?
I honestly don't know. I think Getty didn't like that, they were showing the full res versions of their stuff, or I don't know. It's
not full res versions though, because they all had watermarks.
I know.
And a lot of times if I found something good enough on there, then I would go actually buy it. Billy says when Shutterstock or
Billy Chitkin says you can get an extension for view image. Literally just
I told you.
Yeah.
I told you someone would come out with a Google extension for that.
Well, that's good to know.
That's fine.
Because I'm going to download that. Fine. But still, it's super annoying, Come on, Google. I thought you didn't bow to anybody.
I don't understand. It just seems like it would be, I don't know. It just seems like it would be advantageous for them to have that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
They could sell more images that way.
Yeah.
They're watermarked, so.
Yeah.
Man, so many people in the chat.
It might be because
Cornelius Damrick is watching too. Jeez, and Penelope. Well,
I don't know. I think the like maybe people greedy images. Maybe people were like
You're
seeing,
so distracted by the chat.
I know I am. It's the would see the low res ones and download those and be using those copyright free, and Getty didn't like that. Maybe I don't know. That's the only way that I can see things.
You find a piece of vector art and it's watermarked, so you just take it into Illustrator and revectorize it and just delete the watermark.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah. Well, I don't know why they didn't just block them from their service. It seems like that would have been easier than changing the whole thing, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
I did want to talk about our plugin though, Luminous for Octane.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple issues that are arising with certain versions of Octane right now.
Yes.
3.07 in particular, because that's a full version. There are 3.08 issues, but we're waiting for the beta to be done.
Yes.
Because we just don't know what's causing that and why, and if that's even going to stay the way it is.
Right.
But next week, I actually have marked down to do, I'm going to have to do an update. Something about 3.07 changes something to do with the way that we have the source.
I think it was the addition of, I think the addition of the, CN specular or CN diffuse. I think they somehow recoded stuff and it kind of broke a little bit.
Right. Because I had something turning something off and, there's something in Espresso that broke, and then there's also this weird hotspot issue that is something new that came up. So
when you open your Spotlight, immediately if you don't need to see your source, turn your source size all the way down to 0. That's a way to fix it right now.
Yeah,
so
and we'll have an update out pretty soon. Yeah. So just hang tight on that. It's funny, it's the first time we heard of it.
Yeah, I know. And it's just been within the past week, we've had a couple of things.
Yeah.
Of people saying
it's something very, very new, I guess. So, other things, we talked about the Cool Fire title. We've got our buttons and stickers in for Brograph. We're going to give them out at DFWC4D and NAB.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody will wear a Brograph button when they're on when they're walking the show floor at NAB.
Yeah, we get the buttons tomorrow.
Button, who's got the button?
Yeah. So, man, they were so cheap too. The buttons were like $150 for $40. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Pretty good, I guess. He said the thing. He said it. He said the thing.
What did I say?
All right. I said it's pretty good, I guess.
Oh.
Drink.
Yeah.
All right. Pro Video Podcast, I'm actually catching up on as well because I've been really behind on some of my podcasts and stuff. And I know David was on. Listen to that. Liam was on. And did you know that Paul Robinson was on? Because I completely missed that.
I think I did.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
And so I'm catching up now. So that's been fun. So check that out. There's a lot of great people on there. There's a lot of crosstalk. It's fun hearing David talk about how he became Octane Jesus and all that kind of stuff. So and hearing Liam talk about being Redshift Judas.
There you go.
Yeah. And
eventually, we're going to have all 12 disciples, and then we can recreate the Last Supper with actually all the people.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I've done that before with a huge group of friends.
Right.
It was a lot of fun. So we should do that at NAB, by the way.
Yeah, we should.
So I'll go out and recreate the Last Supper.
Word.
It is going to be a short show today because we are in prep time and we don't have a lot of notes. I was really scrambling to get some good topics for today. So it's going to be a short show. And by that, I mean, whatever, because it always ends up being 2.5 hours anyway.
Yeah.
But let's talk about, let's go to Ravcock. What's your flavor?
What's your flavor? That's pretty good, right?
Sensitive Cube. I wanted to bring up Sensitive Cube.
Yeah.
Because he has done, and this is just when I wrote it down, 247 rando renders.
247. When he hits a year, we are going to do a yearly celebration of Sensitive Cube.
Oh, yeah.
It will be a year celebration.
247, and that was, I don't know, 5 days ago or something. So if you go to randorender.com, if you haven't heard us talk about it before, randorender.com is just a place on our site where you can basically hit a button and randomize different words and make a daily render out of it, which is great. I love that people are actually using it and posting it. I haven't updated the site to show the new stuff. It's going to be really hard to go in there and get all of Sensitive Cube stuff and put it on the page because there's so many of them. Yeah. But really great. Make sure you hashtag RandoRender when you do it so that I can find it on Instagram or on Twitter or on Vero.
That's funny. I don't know. It's so cool.
The app to open.
The fact that he's done so many of these is just so incredibly awesome. And the fact that we havenven't updated it since he started doing it, because I've seen a couple of, repeated type things, but it's he's had a lot of different stuff thrown at him and he's been able to do it. And what's cool is he's not just doing stills, he's also doing animation to it too. It's very cool. And
you can see the progress in technique and ability going up as that goes. If you go to Sensitive Cube's Twitter account, which is at ONCUBE_JP, that's a really hard one to find. But if you go to that, you can actually peruse all of these renders. So let's see which one he's up to now. 253.
That's awesome.
Now. So this one was Snow Mustache.
I like it. Uh-oh.
So
he's channeling his inner Coolfire.
Inner Coolfire and inner Beeple and all the stuff and things. This is just really cool to look. If you go back to the beginning,
that Snow Mustache looks good.
Yeah, you go back to the beginning of his Twitter account, you can see the progress going on. As he picks up some of these. We actually met him at Seagraph this year. I don't know if he's coming to any of the other events that we're doing, but man, I'm just so impressed that he's the only person that's really kept it up this hardcore.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Great job, Sensitive Cube.
That's awesome. So go check that out, randorender.com, and do one in hashtag and tag us in it or whatever, so that you can make your Cinema 4D ability better, and also come up with things on the fly, which is what you have to do when you're working with clients, right? You've got to, I want this thing, and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to have to do it if I want to get paid. Yep. So that's kind of part of the deal too. So who else do we have up in here? We've got David Ariev. Oh, he loves the transition.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Dude, I love the transition.
Sage, the Brograph replay. I need to have a sound effect that goes with it too.
Oh yeah.
This is like the recap episode. We're just talking about
take that sound
what's going on, because I don't have much stuff to talk about. I would like to talk about, though, while we're on Ravcock, Octane render in Ranch computing with image sequences. So the big project I was working on this week had a bunch of television screens in it. And I went into Premiere and I created these movies for each individual screen that came on at the right time in the animation. And I exported all of those to image sequences, and then I bring those in as emission textures in Octane. And I'm like, all right, but this is something that had to be rendered path tracing, 6,000 samples, really big render. I want to say it was 900 frames and 6 minutes a frame.
Is it still going right now?
So, no, it's done.
Okay, good.
It's done. I had to basically, because I couldn't use Ranch, I had to downsample it a little bit, and it came out good.
Mm-hmm.
It came out fine, better than I thought it would at that.
Yeah, but the whole reason you couldn't use Ranch is because the image textures, right?
Because the problem with when you upload, okay, there's a plugin when you're using Ranch for Cinema 4D, and it's called Ranch Checker, and you go through and it checks everything in the project, make sure there's no broken links or pieces missing, plugins, or even fonts, for example. Some sort of font that isn't mixed down to a spline, because they might not have that font on their system. So you kind of get everything in order, and it goes in and tells you what the errors are, and you fix them. So I did all of that, and then I did the file, and I had 7 different image sequences for 30 seconds a piece. That's pretty big. I had like 10 gig worth of image sequence files. So I went to their site and went to upload the VUC file that it creates, like a packaged file.
Right.
And I'm like, this is only like 15 meg. There's no way that this contains everything. So for some reason, they allow you to do this thing where it does the textures separately in a separate folder.
Oh, really?
Which is dumb because you can't upload it that way because it says the textures are missing. I thought maybe if you did the separate texture folder, you could replace the files yourself. But it doesn't work that way. So I have folders full of image sequences. And it just puts the frames from the images from the frame that you're on when you save the VUC file. And as we've talked about, not very happy with the way customer service is with them. So I'm like, there's no way that I could get an answer on this right now. I have to start the render right now. And that's why customer service for something like this has to be live 24/7. And I couldn't find any info on their website. They don't have a forum. They have a FAQ, but it's not going to be in there.
Yeah.
So you can't do image sequences with Octane and Ranch Computing. So you're SOL. So I had to basically bring the samples down and then wait like an extra, 20 hours for my render to be done.
Yeah.
This weekend. So it's done. At least it's done.
Yeah.
But just a heads up, if you got anything like that, don't plan on going to a render service. Now, I don't know if Orc would do it. But
I mean, I'm sure it would.
I was just looking at this.
You know,
I was just like, we can't spend the money on this. It wasn't worth the money.
Yeah.
So,
also in I don't know if this is Ravcock or whatever, but the Facebook is now allowing you to upload 3D models straight to your timeline. Did you know this?
No.
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that?
I don't know. Like I've seen a few people in the Octane user group actually like uploading models, 3D models that you can view in 3D within a little viewer.
I saw that. The face.
Yeah.
The face thing. But I thought that couldn't have been. I didn't even think about the fact that wasn't a 360 thing.
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
Interesting. So I did see that. So you know how I discovered this? Is I was scrolling through the Octane Facebook feed, and there's a picture of that face model that somebody did. And as I scrolled down the screen, I was like, it looks like I'm looking up at him now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this an illusion? And I would scroll back down, and I would scroll back up, and I'm like, I swear I'm looking down at him, and he's at the bottom of the screen. And I'm looking up at it. I'm like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden, I realized that it loaded, like it hadn't fully loaded. And it loaded this model, and I don't know why I didn't put 2 and 2 together, because that couldn't have been a 360.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, so as you scroll, it actually moves the model just a little bit to give it a little bit of parallax as you're scrolling through your Facebook feed. Pretty interesting. So I don't know the reason, and I don't know what format it has to be. Do you know any info on that?
I don't know. All I know is
we should try it out.
Yeah, definitely.
So what do you do? I mean, it's just in the normal place where you're in Facebook and like...
I guess. I mean, I think you can upload... I don't know if you upload I don't really know. Like, I saw... The way I saw someone do it was they used either a plugin or a whole separate website and then were able to bring that into Facebook.
Because I'm looking right now, I don't see a way to do it.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. That's Facebook. Facebook is dumb. Gonna move all my stuff over to Vivo. Vero, whatever it's called.
One of them.
One of those.
Venmo. Yeah. I'm just going to move everything to Vimeo.
Just move everything to Vimeo.
You can check out all my artwork on Vimeo. Why are there so many social media platforms? Why do they think another one's going to take off?
I don't know.
I mean, let's be honest here.
Yeah. Sage says it has to
With
be
the
this
dealio.
weird file format, which I think that makes sense from what I saw. Yeah.
Weird. Oh, and we got Mr. Plow coming in
Mr. Plow is coming in
this week,
Yes.
too. He's coming in to visit,
Yeah.
so that's going to be fun. So he's going to be on the show. I don't know about next week, but maybe the week after. We got to figure out the timing on that. Because I really not just want to talk about like how to use the service. I want to know as much as he can say.
Yeah.
The background behind it and the tech and how do you run your farm and like I don't want it's not what's your secret, but like the technology and how do you handle this and who programs it for you and what do you have to do to make sure that you don't get overwhelmed? Like if too many people hit up, like I have so many questions like that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have dinner kind of pregame and figure out a plan on what we're going to talk about because it's going to be a really interesting conversation. But, you know, it's one of those things where I love that we're going to dinner, but I don't want to like talk too much about it because I want to save it for the show. Because the second time around, it's always like not as good of a conversation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're just going to bullet point what we're going to talk about and be like, nope, don't talk about it.
Yep.
We'll just sit there and stare at each other at dinner, I guess.
Yeah. That's what I do anyway.
Anytime anyone says anything or they stop eating for a second. Hey, so you guys, nope, save it for the show. So he gets back on the plane.
Yeah.
See ya.
All right, we can do the show now.
So let's talk about topics this week. Number one, I wanted to talk about native advertising.
Native advertising.
Native advertising and
Define
whether or not it's a b-hole move or not to have native advertising because a lot of people
I don't think I know what native advertising
are
is.
integrating this now. Okay, let's say you go to, here's a good one, of course, BuzzFeed.
Yes.
You go to BuzzFeed, right? And you see an article, blah, 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 7 something something, you won't believe what happens next.
Oh.
And so it's a clickbait article, and then you look, and there's a little tag on it that says sponsored content. So what's going on is
content?
Yeah, sponsors are actually writing this content, these articles, quote unquote articles, but they're always in favor of something that's their product.
Okay.
They're pushing something. So it has a little tag and it says, it has to disclaim, it says sponsored content. And then you look at it and you're like, oh, well, this is just.
Yeah, Gizmodo does that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is people will do like, it's not exactly like product placement, but they'll put it in
so
stuff too.
It would
it's
be like if we, if on our tutorial site we said this is the easiest way to, make lens flares, and then it's just an entire article about, Video Copilot's stuff.
Right. And it's because Video Copilot wrote it.
Sponsored the
and
thing.
Andrew
Okay,
Kramer
gotcha.
gave us the article to post.
Mm-hmm.
And then so we post it on our site, and there's a little tag that says sponsored content.
Yeah.
But you can do that in anything, and it's kind of more like product placement. It's something where, you might put something into a scene, somebody enjoys a nice, refreshing Coca-Cola.
Right.
But there's been more and more talk about that, and I kind of feel like it's kind of a b-hole move to have it because it's like you're tricking people, and a lot of people don't see that sponsored tag. I don't know if a lot of people are getting
I've gotten
call
tricked
for
once or
this.
twice on it.
Yeah.
The
The Real Bastard says GLB is the format, by the way, in case you're curious for the Facebook.
The GLB
thingy.
format?
I don't know what format that is.
Okay.
So there's that in native advertising, and I just feel like it's a jip because you read something, and then when you realize, you almost feel like you were tricked when you read something, and you're like, oh, look, this is actually just an article written by such and such. And I feel like maybe that's happening more and more. You could almost say that about some of the stuff Beeple's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you
Really?
could call that native advertising when he's doing the stuff for Adobe or whatever. Or
Yeah.
is it Adobe?
Yeah, but
I can't remember
that's still
what I saw the other day.
That's still artwork,
I don't feel like that's like I don't feel like that in particular is a b-hole move. I feel like the websites with the with the
where they're tricking you into doing
where they're tricking you. Yeah. But so I don't. Yeah, I want to be clear on that. I don't feel like that's the case with the artwork. But like people posted the Adobe partner thing using Adobe stock, and he did something with it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could call that native advertising. What I'm more thinking of is kind of a crappy move is A, with the websites, but then B, when you put them into other things, like, for instance, podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be like, we talk about the Bose headsets all the time, right?
Yeah.
It would be as if they were paying us, and we had like some sort of disclaimer at the bottom of our website that says the podcast is actually sponsored by Bose.
Yeah, like how would you guys feel if this whole time we were actually sponsored by Bose? We just had
this episode sponsored by Bose.
Yeah, but we never
built this
said
entire motion graphics thing just to sell headphones. It's the only reason you caught us.
The Brograph.
Oh, Raid Zero says that throw it in the dingus t-shirts need to happen.
I don't think so.
Did we talk about the Render Things shirts?
We did. We mentioned it, and then you were a couple days late after you said, these are going to be uploaded today, and then you didn't set them for like 2 days later.
No, I did it. I did it that day. They were live that day. I promise you. It was late that night, but it was done that day.
All right.
For sure. The Render Things shirt and hoodie is available on the site and on Amazon. If you just search Brograph on Amazon, it will come up.
Yeah.
By the way, this episode sponsored by
Brograph Render Things t-shirts and Bose 35.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to talk about, I don't know what else there is to talk about native advertising. It just, I see more and more of it, and I'm kind of curious if other people are getting a call for it from their clients to do certain things like that in video, because it's sneaking its way into video and into graphics and stuff like that. And I don't think it's as sneaky of a move, because to me it feels more like product placement.
Yeah.
But I look at that and I'm like, at some point I think somebody's going to get in trouble for it. And I don't know why they would get in trouble for it, but I feel like somebody is going to get litigious enough to make a lawsuit out of native advertising.
I disagree. And
do there need to be any rules about it?
We're a capitalist society, dude. Like,
yeah, but do there need to be rules?
The NRA
about
pays
it?
enough. The NRA runs the country.
I mean, that's native advertising right there, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows about the NRA now.
Right.
Apparently, any publicity is good publicity, so.
That's true. I just read something on Reddit today about there was some pastor or something who demanded a whole bunch of advertisers stop advertising on Married with Children. Remember back in the 90s, Married with Children? And that brought so much media attention to the show that they actually became very popular because of it. I don't know. Yep.
Well, all right, let's move on.
I don't know how much that had to do with motion graphics.
Kyle Detman sent in a question, and he said, how do you take a vacation as a freelancer? I'm about a year in, and I feel like it's impossible. Any tips would be helpful.
This is a really good topic. And, for those who haven't read the Freelance Manifesto by Joey Cornman, sponsored, Brograph sponsored by... No. Actually, he has a sponsor to DFW C4D, because if you're going to be there, they're going to be giving away a couple of copies. So
he's sending somebody up.
He's sending someone, yeah. Yeah, they've actually got someone here in Denton, so who's going to come down and actually, give away some copies, which will be cool. So, but really, that talks a lot about freelancing and going on vacations and stuff. Yeah. So basically, treat a vacation as you would a client. So it's no different than being booked on a gig for a week, right? What are you going to tell your other clients if, you're already booked on another gig? You're going to say, "Oh, I'm actually booked that week,"
Right.
And I use this excuse all the time. I've got a few clients that I really don't like to work for because one, they're really slow to pay, two, their rate is not as high as I would like. And three, they ask for really stupid stuff that I, not to sound like a butthole or anything, but I feel are kind of below me, you know? So like I will sometimes like
it's not that it's below you, it's just it's not worth your time.
It's not.
To do
No,
this little
I guarantee it's absolutely
100%
true that it is not going to go on my reel. Nothing from that client will ever go on my reel, you know?
Right.
And so the Joey talks about in the book making basically when you're doing holds, you know, to give yourself first hold. So you are the first person who is always on that hold. And so if a client comes to you and says, you know, I want to book you this day, then you say, well, I've already got someone on first hold. I could put you on second hold and let you know, you know? So that way you can, you can decide if another client comes along, you know, or say you're taking a vacation, you know, you'll be able to say, you know, yes, I want to take this other gig, or, you know, I want to go on vacation. Treat it just like you would any other gig. At least that's the way I see it. Yeah.
You have to. And even with stuff like this, DFWC4D, we were planning to get our crazy amount of projects we had this month done by a certain day. And we were kind of like, okay, last week was like wrap up all these projects week. And of course, like they just pushed through the weekend until today. And we finally got them done. So you have to make sure that your projects kind of wrap a week before, because you're going to have the straggler stuff. You're going to have, this one over a day. You got an email from a client that came back and said, oh, I just needed one last change. I forgot about this one little thing.
Yeah.
You got to wrap up the emails and the invoicing and all that other stuff. So create a buffer zone.
Yeah.
But yeah, we turned down work for this week because there's just no way.
Yeah.
And it's just work that had to be done this week. And we're like, sorry, we just can't.
Yeah.
So,
and, you know, and when a client comes to you and says, yo, are you available this day? Sorry, I'm not. I'm booked on another thing. You don't have to tell your clients what you're booked on, you know? Like, it's like,
exactly.
Sorry, I'm booked on another gig. Like, that's the joy of freelancing. They're not your boss.
Yeah, I had somebody call me yesterday and was asking about a potential project. And then they're like, if we're going to go on this project in the next month or so, how is that going to work as far as your pipeline? Are you going to be behind? Are you going to, like, I can't tell you what my pipeline is going to be in 2 months. I kind of can.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you what it's going to be in 3 months.
Right.
And I can kind of let you know. I kind of know where it's going. But I'm just like, you know, honestly, you just let me know what you got. Show me what you got. And I will make it happen.
Yeah.
Like, look, I'm straight honest. I'm like, if we get overflow, we go to contractors. They work with us all the time. They're the same skill level, if not better. Most of them better.
Yeah.
And so don't worry about that. And we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
So just don't worry about the schedule. You let me worry about blank.
Yeah. And you know,
we'll just
if say you're really worried about cash flow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's been a few times because I work remote, you know, because we both work remote. I've gone out of town, you know. I went up to I went up and visited my grandpa for about a week. And so I was still working. I brought my laptop. That's the whole reason we bought our laptops in the first place, is so that we could run Octane on our laptops. We could run it remotely.
Yeah.
So
and you did the show from your grandpa's place in like the middle of
I did, yeah.
Wherever you were.
Middle of nowhere, yeah.
Middle of freaking nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it actually worked.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
they got 20 megabit
probably
internet.
better than what you got at your place right now.
Nah, mine's a little bit better. Yeah, a little bit. Not much.
Yeah, because Kyle was saying, do you wait for a gap? I'm like, oh, no, you just book
you
it.
make
Especially
the gap.
if you have a family. You can't change when your kids have spring break or when your SO gets their 1 week vacation time. So you have to have it on the calendar.
Yeah.
You just have to make yourself do it.
Yeah, unless you're booked like 3 or 4 months in advance, like, way to go for being booked that far in advance. But you just got to do it. You just got to do it.
You have to have a good support system too of contractors that you trust. As well.
Yeah.
There are people that come to us with overflow work, and there's people that we go to with overflow work, and we kind of have a trust system going to where you've got to make that person's client happy if you're taking over work for them.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Because it's a big deal that you get it right, because what's going to happen is that client is going to go through you for like that one time,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're going to go back to the other person that passed you the work
Right.
when they're free again. And you don't want them to not like the job you did and get pissed off at your friend.
Yeah.
And then you want to feel good passing it too.
Your word weighs heavily on their decisions for the next job and stuff like that. Yeah. So
right.
But that support system is great
to have. Yeah, you want to be able to go to that contractor too and say, look, I am so over my head and swamped. Can you take care of this?
Yeah.
And you gotta make them proud.
Yep.
So,
you can do Octane from the beach.
Yeah, you can do Octane from the beach.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little hot.
Yeah. Especially on your legs, that computer.
On your junk. You got the GPUs going on the beach on your junk. Right. It's gonna get really hot. A 1060, 1080 inside your laptop, just blowing hot air on you while you're frying in the sun. But, at least you're on vacation.
Right.
Don't get sand in that laptop, bro.
That's funny.
Let's talk about links.
Mm-hmm.
Got some links here. I wanted to talk about a program that I found called Windirstat.
Yeah.
And it's a really hokey looking program.
Yeah.
But it's really great if you're a Mac user who switched to PC. There was a particular program. It used to be free, and now you have to pay for it on the Mac. It's called What Size.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, really like that program on Mac, and it's really well done.
Mm-hmm.
And this program on PC is very similar. It's not as well done. It's very hokey looking and has these weird Pac-Man things while it's calculating. But I've had so much issue with space on my laptop. Because you get these SSDs, they're not very big unless you want to pay out the rear for some giant, expensive SSD. So I'm constantly dealing with unsyncing things on Dropbox and deleting old downloads. Because you go in your downloads folder and you're like, what is this 4 gig file in my downloads?
Yeah.
Delete.
I hate.
And there's caches and
I hate it that I sometimes just quickly drag stuff from the downloads into like a project that I'm working on, and that's the worst, instead of like not copying it in there. It would be nice if After Effects had that same type of thing where it says, this is not in here. Would you like to add it to a consolidated something? I don't know.
Yeah. But there's like your disk cleanup. If you do disk cleanup, it finds all those temporary files. You've got that weird app data folder that always has random junk in it. And this is a really good program, and it's free. It's called Windirstat. So it's very similar to that. But if you're having issues with space, I definitely recommend that. There was a Reddit thread the other day. Just wanted to put this out here. This is a rumor thing. Maybe this should have gone in Ravcock, but Apple posted a job posting for Metal and OpenGL, and then they put like an NVIDIA posting. So there's this rumor that maybe they're going to put an NVIDIA card in something soon, and I don't know if it's going to be like this rumored new Mac Pro.
This rumored new Mac Pro, I bet you anything is not going to be what we want it to be. We want a desktop computer that looks like the old, we want basically the cheese grater, just better, and newer, Yeah. That's what I want.
I still have my theory that it's going to be a modular design, but you have to buy proprietary modules from Apple.
That's exactly what I'm going to agree. I
think get a Radeon.
I think it is going to look. I think it's going to be basically the iMac Pro. The iMac Pro. With basically you can buy just external GPUs and stuff like that, external GPU boxes, so you can do that, and then like I don't know, can you update the processor from that? I don't know. See, it's so stupid.
Module kits. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think, oh yes, and Sage, he's talking about the stupid freaking, like he said, GD page file in Windows. I came across that when I was using that thing the other day, Windirstat.
What is it?
This page files I was creating, I think it's memory dump type stuff, and I'm like, really, 50 gig of page file? I'm like, can we not find a way to clean this up?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the thing we used to have on Mac where I would do that little hack to clear the RAM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, with it played the lemon grab noise. Ooh! I sound like Morty now, but
it's pretty good.
Same guy. The page files are just absolutely abhorrent, and I don't know. It's one of those things where you're like, if I delete this, is Windows going to shut down? You know, you get a little nervous. You're like, maybe I shouldn't delete this because I might corrupt something.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know what to do with this, but it's huge, and I need to clear it. And maybe if I reset, oh no, scared, guys. So, anyway, the modular thing with Mac Pro, I think they're going to say you could get an Apple NVIDIA 1080 Ti for $2,000.
So awful.
And it's proprietary, and you can plug it in, and I think it's going to be something like that. I really do.
I sure hope not.
I really do.
I really hope not.
So, I don't know. Another link, Caitlin Kaju, she's been on the show before. She works for
The Atlantic.
I almost said New York. The Atlantic. Let's subscribe to the New Yorker. Modern. Do you ever watch not Futurama, Freakazoid? No,
I did watch Freakazoid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who runs around in underwear? Freakazoid. Freakazoid. Yeah. Good stuff.
Exactly. Your Skype kind of screwed up right there when you're singing, so that was nice. So she just came out with a new animation. It's really cool looking. It's called The Modern Woman Puts Her Husband in the Kitchen. So check that out. She just posted it on Twitter today. And also, don't think we mentioned this before, but Mitch Myers posted, or not posted, but he was on Motion Hatch podcast. So check that out if you want to hear more from Mitch. I'm really looking forward to his presentation.
Yes. That's
going to be at DFWC4D. Do you remember the title of his presentation?
I don't.
I need to go back and find it because it's something really funny. Because he's going to do this whole thing on business and motion graphics. He is going to show off some of his stuff and his reel, things like that. But he's trying to get into that whole, kind of like what Barton was doing with us and some of the DFWC4D meetups. And I wish I could find it. I don't know if he posted it on like Twitter or...
I think he posted it on both of them, the Facebook and Twitter. I'm looking for it.
So
keep going.
He's going to do the whole business thing. So I think he probably talks about it a little bit in Motion Hatch. I haven't listened to it yet. I've got it on my crazy list of podcasts that I need to catch up on.
He said, just a taste of my DFWC4D presentation. You don't have to be an edgy dickhole to be a famous artist.
Yeah.
That was one.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so that's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to hearing that. I think I'm going to catch up with him here this afternoon so we can get our stuff together. Something we're going to do on the live stream. Actually, after the end of the podcast, when we wrap the podcast, we're going to sit here and kind of casually live stream while we're putting together kind of a plan for DFWC4D and just like talk to people and maybe get some ideas. So that'll be fun.
I'm going to
stay tuned.
I'm going to be working because I've got a couple things that I have to finish up.
So you can just work while I do this.
That's fine.
And people can just stop by and say hi.
Yep.
It'll be fun. VR Corner. Here's another thing I wanted to do. This is gonna be fun. For all those, I know there's a lot of motion graphics people who have VR helmets and VR devices, mostly Oculus Rift and Vive. And so I was thinking the other day, there is a program called, what is it called? Big Screen.
Oh, yeah.
And it's on Oculus Rift and on Vive. And it's really cool because you can use your computer in VR and you can be in these different environments and you can have a big screen that you can throw stuff on and everybody can see it, or you can have your own screen and everybody can show up in these different environments and hang out together. And one of them is like a movie theater, which is really cool. And all the people that you know on your friends list can join in and just hang out in this VR theater.
Right.
And you could watch a movie, but also everybody can be on their computer at the same time. Because you have your computer screen in front of you. And I've gotten really used to the controls in here because I've been using it a lot this is really weird, but I've been trying to see if like I nap better in the afternoon if I do like a meditative type thing. So I've been trying like some meditative VR stuff for fun. And then because
you have to have your daily afternoon
I'll have it
nap,
on. I'm like thinking about something. Saying? I'm like, oh, let me just flip over to my computer real quick, and I'm doing all this stuff virtually in the VR helmet, and it's getting it's really cool because I'm getting to know the controls really well, and there's a lot of control in this. So I'm sitting there in this theater, and there's like open rooms you can join, and there's invite rooms and stuff, and I'll go to these open rooms, and people are just hanging out watching movies together.
That's cool.
And I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. I'm like, we need to do that, and we need to get in the VR room in Slack and organize some sort of meetup where we can all like sit together and watch a movie.
I agree.
You know, and just hang out, because it would be like we're all together. You can switch seats and do all that, so we can all just hang out together and maybe talk about motion graphics and watch the Avengers or something. You know, like,
and that's available on both Steam and Oculus, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it's free.
I think it's free.
I want to say there was a weekend it was free and I got it or something. I don't remember if it's free or not. It's not just in the Steam VR store. It's on both.
Yeah. Sage said there's a beta on the Oculus store.
I know it's called a beta, but maybe it used to be a beta. I don't know if it's a beta anymore, because I mean, it's fully functional.
Yeah.
And when you're in there, what's great is it works cross-platform. Even though it's in two different stores, there's people in there that are on Vives. So I know that like the people in the things that I'm in are on the other platforms as well. So we could all get together.
Yeah.
And then Dan Marino, he said, Big Room. What's Big Room? Is that like a similar thing? Because we could also meet up in VR chat if we wanted to.
Yeah. We could create our own room in VR chat.
What's Big Room? We haven't done a lot. We haven't talked about VR much lately.
We haven't done any VR in a long time.
I mean,
I've
been
the
doing some
beta.
Stuff.
Beta? I don't know.
It's like Gmail beta?
I don't know.
Oh, so it's not a VR thing?
Or the Corona beta?
Oh, wait, big screen, the Big Room update? Okay, now I'm so confused.
I think they know what beta means. Okay.
So I went to new environments, like you're out. Oh, that's cool. Like you're outdoor in an outdoor theater with a big fire going, and you can watch stuff on the screen. That's a lot of fun. Campfire. See now, a big balcony, and there's a giant screen playing Rick and Morty outside.
That's funny.
I thought it would be good to do this, and then I was like, oh, we could stream the VR stream online. And I'm like, wait, we'll probably get flagged for copyrighted content.
Yeah,
if we
maybe.
do. So we wouldn't be able to watch a movie or anything. Rick Bogus said he can't find it in the Oculus store. I swear it's in like the top free apps or the top beta apps or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I can try and find it real quick. I mean, I'll just open Oculus Rift because I want to talk about some of these other things.
Big screen. All one word?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Let me just open the Oculus app and I'll see. So the thing about, let me see. Open up Oculus. The thing about having the Oculus store is that a lot of these updates happen automatically, which I really like. And I was checking out some of these updates the other day.
Wait a second. You, of all people, like that it automatically updates?
Yes. Because automatic updates on Rec Room, I don't really care. It's so what? You know, it doesn't change anything. In fact, it actually screwed up the other day. The update didn't work. I just deleted the whole thing and started over. You just log back into your account.
Yeah,
it's not really going to break anything per se. I guess it. Yeah, Sage is right. It is big screen beta. Well, that's
big screen,
interesting.
not big room. Yeah.
Well, it's the Big Room update.
Oh, okay.
And the Big Room update is the one with the campfire and such. I'm surprised it's still considered a beta. Anyway, so some of the things that they've changed in some of these apps, Rec Room has added laser tag now, which is really cool.
That's cool.
My daughter sat there for like 3 hours playing Rec Room the other day. And What else have I tried? Mission ISS is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
You can go through the real space station and actually operate the stuff on it and go for a spacewalk.
Mm-hmm.
Titans of Space 2.0 is up. There's Magic Table Chess. If anyone wants to play me chess sometime. Lone Echo. Lone Echo is a lot of fun, but you really have to be careful with it.
Yeah.
Or you'll get some of that uncomfortable nausea.
Yeah.
But I will say it is so much fun to play. The big thing about nausea in VR is it mainly comes from turning, not moving forward, backward. Yes, you can get nauseous from moving forward and backward too fast, but you're going to get the most nausea from turns. Like if you quickly swing left and right, because your head will feel like it's spinning, but they remove that from most games now. So where if you hit left or right, it just like jerks you left or right, like flashes you left or right.
Mm-hmm.
There's very, very little games that even do that kind of spin anymore. Because you were doing it when we were in VR chat. You opted out from using the little jumpy thing, and you were moving around, and you're like, "Oh, I'm getting nauseous."
Yeah,
but
like
switch over.
The way it used to be with the original Oculus, like Oculus Dev 1. Yeah, I did get really sick.
That was so bad.
Yeah, but this one, like, I don't know. It's like once you get used to it, it's okay. It's not too bad.
Yeah, Sage is talking about the Apollo 11 one. The Apollo 11 one is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It is a lot of fun. Lone Echo, what I love about Lone Echo, you do have to get used to the fact that you're moving forward and backward with the thrusters or whatever, but it's slow, and they do it slow on purpose so that you don't move so fast that you get nauseous. So once you get used to that and grabbing things and moving around, it's a lot of fun. Sage said he agrees with me. He's like, I don't get sick, but if you go real fast in Lone Echo with the boost and stop real quick, you get that feeling. David Ariev says he got the most sick when he played that hedge maze with us. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
When we did the hedge maze. Did we talk about that on the show?
I don't remember. Probably.
So we played this. I don't know what to call. I guess I would call this an offshoot, not an offshoot, but an earlier, not as good version of VR chat. And it was called Alt Space.
Alt Space, yeah.
So in Alt Space, they had all these things that were like mini games or worlds that I don't know if people built them exactly or exactly like where the worlds came from. I know that in VR chat, a lot of people build these things. But we went through this hedge maze, and there was like a Mayan temple at the end that you could kind of see out in the distance. You remember that?
Yeah.
And so we go through the maze. I guess David got sick in there, and
I was the last one to get there.
We finished and went to the top of the Mayan temple, and we took a selfie. I actually have it right here on the live chat. We took a virtual VR selfie at the top of the Mayan temple. Rick Bogus was talking about the textures in Lone Echo. They are amazing. They're kind of like, what is it? The Robo Recall.
Oh, Robo Recall.
Where the textures are so good that you just start looking at your hands as if you're like super like tripping or something.
Yeah.
Look at my hands, dude. And you're just looking at the specular and the texturing, and you're just admiring it, And it's really cool because it's very technical. You have all these gadgets on your hands, these different buttons, these different things that do different things. And so it's just a lot of fun to play. It's very technical. If you're a big techie person, you get to like laser stuff and fix things on the space station. And because you're a robot, you're a helper robot, like humanoid type Android thing. So, Raid Zero says, do you think I'll get a good deal on an Oculus at NAB? They don't actually sell at NAB. Most people don't sell at NAB. They're $450 right now?
I think they're $450.
I thought it was less than that. I thought it was like
it might be $399.
About $350.
Might be $399. Hold on.
Is about $350. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm borderline because I have enough computers and computing power around.
$399. Yeah. You can get it at Best Buy.
At Best Buy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm to
Oh
the
yeah,
point
sorry.
right
No,
now-
also Blasters of the Universe for PlayStation VR
your
is
your
available
Skype
today.
totally cut out. What did you say?
I said Blasters of the Universe is available
Oh, yes.
on PlayStation VR today. So there you go.
Now that's not native advertising.
No, that's not. Is
No. Okay. No, we're not getting paid.
No, that's true. Well, he did
Yeah.
send us 2 free copies of Blasters of the Universe.
Oh
So
no, I don't know.
all right.
I don't know. I have to think about that. Is that considered native advertising?
I don't know.
So, what I want to do is get a second Oculus Rift
okay.
because my daughter has been bugging me and she's like, I just want us both to be able to play together. Like, she just keeps telling me this. And I'm like, well, I have the old version of the Oculus, like the version 2.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's no hand controllers.
Yeah,
and
yeah. You need to buy a
I
whole
want to get
separate
another one. But the whole thing is that I'm like, they must be on the verge of coming out with a new Rift. And
I don't know.
I know as soon as I buy it, it's going to come out with
Maybe.
a higher quality screen.
I
know
don't
that
think
it's
so.
going to come out. I'm going to want to buy it and give her the old one.
Yeah.
So that we can play these games together.
Yeah.
Because she wants to play Rec Room with me. She's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm playing with all these other people, but I'm going to play with you. So it's first world problems, right?
Yeah.
I need a second Oculus Rift for my second graphics computer.
Sage says they aren't. Yeah, see, that was my thought.
But why do you say that, Sage? That's what I want to know. Like, why don't you think they're... Because it seems to me like there are some higher res HTC screens. Is it HTC? Samsung? Who makes the screens from?
I believe.
Samsung.
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly don't think they are.
There.
Like at their last Oculus thing, they showed off the new stuff that they're doing, and none of it looked like that. I think
you think they're going to do the Oculus Pro like Vive is doing?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I just want
I
little bit more screen resolution in there.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I feel I feel like
so close.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. It just feels still a little bit fuzzy
Yeah.
to me when I'm in.
Yeah.
When I'm all up in there.
Yeah.
It's so I feel like I could spend considerable more amount of time in VR doing VR stuff. My next thing, I saw that actually Sensitive Cube did this on Twitter, was doing Cinema 4D in big screen.
Oh yeah,
which is really cool because you could just go to a mountaintop and sit there with your screen and watch a movie and mess around with Cinema 4D. I don't know how well it's going to work when it's processing 60 to 90 frames a second and trying to run Octane at the same time, but it's worth a try, I guess, if you have enough cards.
Yeah. Sage says the focus right now is on Santa Cruz inside out tracking, which I agree.
Yes.
And he says it's not going to replace the Rift, which I agree with.
Yeah, inside out tracking is going to rule everything.
Yeah. He said they want to drive the price of the Rift down to like $200. So, which makes
That'd
sense to me. That would be awesome. A $200 Oculus Rift would be fantastic. I think so many more people could afford it at that price. I mean, $400. Crap. I spent $1,000 on our Rift, and then less than a year later, it goes down, to $400, and I'm like, oh man, for the Rift and Touch. So
yeah, and that Oculus Go thing, I forgot about that.
Oculus Go is crap. Yeah,
that's what Rick brought up. But the thing about these sensors, I'm very impressed with, and David has had the opposite problem, and I think he posted somewhere that he figured out it's because he was using the third sensor. I've been moving my Rift around and using it in different places and taking it to people's houses and all of that stuff, right? Oh, David's out. See you later. We're just, whatever. It's a live show, whatever. So the 3 sensors are a lot harder to calibrate to do the whole room scale thing, right? If one of them moves, you're going to have some issues. You're going to have to recalibrate. And that's the problem. David was saying that he had 3 sensors and he was going to different people's houses and stuff, and you'd have to recalibrate all the time. What happens with 2 sensors is it's way more forgiving. Dude, I have not technically, quote unquote, set up my room. Like I turned off the grid. Because in a lot of these instances, I'm just hanging out or I'm just messing around with the Rift or floating through Lone Echo where you don't have to stand up.
Yeah.
I'm not doing a room scale thing. I'm not tracing the room. I'll set it up. I was at my parents' house and was set it on their coffee table. and I just put the sensors out in just arbitrary places, the 2 sensors. And dude, they just pick up. All you do is recenter wherever you're at and you're good to go.
Yeah.
I'm talking like these things, like if I, like I told you, I was trying to take a nap and use it, and the sensors were like on the other side of the room, not even directly faced at me.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing still picked me up almost perfect without any glitches. They're very, very forgiving.
Yeah.
Is the word I'm looking for. It's great. I love it. So I'm just really impressed with how that works, and it's only going to get better. And of course, inside out tracking, then you won't have to go set these cameras on stands out somewhere, you know.
Yeah, that'll be really nice.
And for AR, you have to have inside out for AR.
Yeah.
And that's going to be interesting to see it pull in the depth and data and try and just on the fly recreate your environment. The technology's getting there. Any other VR stuff we want to talk about? Are there any other?
I think that's it.
I don't know if there's any other programs out. Here's an interesting thing. We took Minecraft on the iPad. So Emily's been building these worlds in Minecraft on her iPad with her friends. And she's like, look, I built this house and a bed and a swimming pool and like all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God, like you need to get into Cinema 4D.
Yeah, right?
So it's cool because it's super constructive, and it's really cool with kids to let them just be imaginative with it. And I got Minecraft for Oculus, and I'm like, how can I get her worlds into here? Because they're files somewhere. So you can use iExplorer or one of those programs that you can, plug in, and it just sees into your iPad or into your iPhone, sees like the file tree and stuff like that. So you can go in and you can see like application support. And I think you might be able to do this in iTunes too for this particular program. You can pull out those special world files where you designed your world. And then there's like these subdirectories within Minecraft that you can go into for Minecraft VR and put them in there. So she was able to get a really cool experience of, I built this world on an iPad, and now I'm going to go inside that world and like walk through my world.
That's
like
cool.
She was blown away.
That's super cool.
And that's the kind of feeling you get when you work in Cinema 4D and you make models and you bring them into Unity and go into VR, and you're like, wow, I made this. I am God.
Right.
So she loved it. So it is possible to get your stuff from an iPad into VR with Minecraft. A lot of fun.
Sage said David's problem with the 3 sensors was that he was mixing the sensors around, and he said they don't really like it with those 3 sensors. So I could see like
mixing them.
Like I think like he was putting like what he set up as the left, the right, and the back. He was mixing those around.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see. And the one in the back too, they say to plug into USB 2 and not USB 3.
Yeah.
I don't know if David was aware of that. I'm not sure.
I think he was.
Like I read that in a forum or something somewhere. Or maybe I heard it from him, but you have to plug it into USB 2 because USB 3s are already there's so much information streaming from those 2 sensors in the front that plugging in the third one, if you put it in the USB 2 bus, then you're not clogging the USB 3 bus.
Right.
And it behaves better. Okay, good. We filled some time. So let's do a VR meetup. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if there's any other programs really to talk about right now. I have played Duck Season. That's kind of fun. It's very nostalgic.
Des Bryant says I have no issue with USB 3 at all. So.
Oh, yeah. Des Bryant.
Thank you.
Oh, man. Who's the guy we did the commercial with Barton? What's that guy's name?
I don't remember.
I'd already been chewed. The football. Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah. Marshawn Lynch says, when I see him next time in person, I'm going to be like, Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
Anyway, so get in Slack and get in the VR channel, and let's organize a little fun like VR motion graphics MoGraph movie night and decide on a
or
movie
you know what?
we
could do a VR DFW C4D. Oh, dude! While they're here, you bring your riff. I'll bring mine.
No,
right?
No,
yeah.
so much. You know how much gear Dude, my truck the other day,
Yeah.
I was hauling gear around. It was packed to the brim.
Yeah.
And it was raining, so I couldn't put anything in the truck bed. We have so much gear for this event.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even, I literally can't even, again.
Oh my gosh, you.
So, all right, you know what it's time for?
People, where'd you get that people? People, what's up with that guy?
That's right, folks. It's time for Beeple's People.
See,
Yeah,
why didn't you
okay.
have the thing? Why didn't you have the thing? The button.
The same reason that I said last week.
Because, yeah.
Because then I would be doing live.
Can you
in the
not?
mix with the
No,
thing
here's what
and
I'm
the
saying.
thing.
Here's what I'm saying.
Oh my
Can you
gosh.
not, like, push the audio out into both Skype and this?
No, because then it would be putting the track of us on Skype from
Oh.
the other computer onto a separate track, and it would be the biggest CF Charlie Foxtrot you've ever seen.
I just think
No.
you're. I don't think.
I'm not
I don't.
gonna
I
do-
just don't think you're trying hard enough, Dave.
I know you doubt my commitment to Sparkle Motion, but all right, let's go to Beeple's People. Let's do February 21st, Year Overlord 2018. This one is called Rebuild Phase, and you know that Beeple loves these boom boxes. What are they called? What are they
The
called?
Sound
There's a name for
Blaster,
'em.
Ghetto Blaster.
No, Ghetto Blaster.
Yeah.
Loving them Ghetto Blasters, but he went on to do more. He's got these cool waveform monitors. I want to know if he got these models somewhere, or if he built them himself. Like these really cool, like retro looking computer screens. I
Mhm.
love this. I'm gonna say Octane.
I'm gonna say Redshift.
I'm gonna say Octane because of the lighting effects coming off of the emission textures. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right.
Strictly for that reason. I really like this. It's got his default kind of, it's not default, but his signature kind of
I
scratched
think that's
up
actually him.
filter look. What is?
I mean, look at it. It kind
the
of looks
picture?
like him.
And it's just a wall of,
No, the Beeple
of
people.
speakers and
It kind of looks like
Cause-
him.
cassette players and things like that. I don't know. I really want to know, because we've theorized it, if he's put himself into one of these yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that that's him.
I don't know. I
But
think
it does
might be.
look like the guy's wearing a jacket from Back to the Future.
A little bit. Yeah.
Is it-
Okay. A little bit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Would you just jump ship?
Yeah. Oh, well,
So this
maybe because of that, like this is a reference to Back to the Future, you know, with
Your
him.
jacket is now dry.
Well, I was just going to say, like the giant speaker in the beginning of the first movie, you know?
Oh, dude. It's
Yeah.
a Marty jacket and the giant. Oh, he just needs a guitar.
Yeah. And a hoverboard.
I'm late for school. All right. So let's talk about the name of it, which is Rebuild Phase.
Oh, see. He's totally stealing. He's
I know,
straight up-
dude.
yeah.
Beepleception is in full effect right now.
Yeah. Rebuild
So-
phase.
It's become so meta, it's collapsing in on itself.
Yeah.
It's a supernova. It's a champagne Beeple Nova
Oh
in the sky.
gosh. Did you write that joke down?
I didn't write that. I really didn't. I didn't write that. I don't know. Okay, how does the rebuilding process
How does it work
involve
with this?
ghetto blasters?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's just trying to. I think this is a coup. I think he's trying to throw us off
You
the
think
scent.
he's trying to throw us off?
Oh yeah. He's like, let's
Man.
see what these a-holes do with this.
Well, okay. I don't know. I want to know what these are and what they're for and what they have to do with the rebuilding process.
Mhm.
And I think we might not find out yet.
Maybe.
I think we're going to find out a bigger picture. I want a
Okay.
bigger picture of this room.
Yeah.
That's my thing. That's my thing.
Okay.
So,
Do you remember the one from a while ago where he had the ghetto blaster sitting on like the pedestal and like it looked like
Yeah.
a club and everyone was dancing or standing
Yeah,
around
yeah.
it and stuff?
mhm.
Maybe this is like maybe that was just the basically the climax, the bottom of the the beginning, basically.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's the climax. Like everything ends and then this is where it starts again, you know? So that was the beginning, and now they're rebuilding to this massive, gigantic ghetto blaster wall.
I don't know, man. I almost want to say like this is a clue or a precursor to something else we're gonna see.
Okay.
Because I want to know what this whole room looks like. Is this just a wall? Are there multiple walls of this? Is it just this little area that we're seeing? Does it go on like really far?
Yeah.
You know, is this wall instanced? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what is it for? That's the big thing. You got 8-track recorders and waveform monitors, oscilloscopes, and ghetto blasters. And what is it? How is it part of the rebuild phase?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to sit on this and think about it a little bit.
It's a good piece.
It is a good piece.
Overall, the composition is very nice. You know, I like it.
Let's go to February 24th. Although there's so many good ones in here, but
yeah, there are.
Okay, this one,
like
this
people,
one's
you've
great.
been stepping it up. Like, you know, after hold on, Done World. You know, I feel like you're just kind of, you know, but since then you really brought it up a notch.
There's something very Nazi-ish about this next one, which is February 24th, Swarm, and your Beeple viewer of choice.
I love the ground. That ground texture is
the ground is
awesome.
Really great.
Yeah.
Now, I want to know about the ground because
it's probably just texture.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at it, I'm like, it could be just a texture. There's not even maybe even displacement on it, to tell you the truth. There's specular. There's definitely specular on it. I'm going to say redshift.
I will say redshift
of the
too.
environment.
Yeah.
This is a lot of armed people coming toward this guy.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's a lot of debris. I feel like something just happened. What is it called again? Swarm.
Yeah, swarm.
So all these guys are coming for this dude in the hood.
Yeah.
In the hoodie. Not in the hood, but he's in a hoodie.
Yeah.
And he's got his arm up in the air, almost like, I'm done. I fulfilled my mission, and it's time for you to capture me.
Yeah.
Because something just
I've done
went
all
down.
I can do. It's now your turn to take over.
And the debris, it's like something, it makes you think like something behind him just crumbled or exploded.
Yeah.
And
especially with the fog in the background, you know?
Yeah, you're like,
it could
what
have been
just
like
happened?
some big dust, you know, explosion or something, and that's the dust filling up the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
And they're all swarming to him.
Maybe this is the climax.
Giggity.
This is the point in which, you know, the world changes.
Sage says it's a commentary on Black Panther, the movie.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't had time yet. By the way, did you see? Did you? Yeah, obviously. Did you see? Oh my gosh! Did you see the Winston Churchill movie? It's
no. You mentioned this
Gary
last
Oldman.
week, I think.
Oh, it's Winston Churchill. No, I think I just told you.
You just told me about it.
He's amazing in that role.
Yeah,
freaking amazing, and the makeup is just perfect. I can't believe it. So good. All right, let's go to the next one. So far in those two, he's actually built up a little bit of mystery.
Yeah.
Because these are parts of a story that we're going to have to fill in the blank for.
Yeah.
So I think, is this the one we're doing? Nova Cluster. This is yesterday, February 26th. This is pretty cool. Now, the first thing, of course, I'm going to ask is, did people just go to Japan?
I don't think so. I think it was there a while ago.
See, because he just said he just went to Amsterdam last week. So
I'm
surprised that this is here, because usually it's like an influence on whatever city he's in at the time. So this is a very Japanese looking building, but it's like a billion times scale over a modern city.
Yeah.
And it has lots of lights and cables and things going to it.
Those are for the big people's people, and the city is for the little people.
Right. Oh my gosh. That's where like a couple of the big people, the rich people, because they're the guys that got there first before all the workers got there.
The 1%.
Remember the small
peoples.
workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're 1% the size.
Oh, right. Right.
So they're now the 1%. So now the lower class is the... Yeah, okay. The lower class is the 1%.
I guess.
It's backwards.
Yeah.
Okay, so they live inside the Japanese tower on top of the city because this is the only way they'll fit. I mean,
Right.
where else are they going to go? Or else they're going to step on people in the city like ants.
Right.
What is this, a city for ants? I'm going to say Redshift.
I'll say Octane. Nah, I'll say Redshift. Yeah.
I don't see any ambient occlusion.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I think that's because these are very simple buildings because they're so small.
Mm-hmm.
That this is simple geometry down here with very flat, simple textures. That's what makes me feel like it's Redshift. Like it was just kind of like the textures were just kind of piped in.
Mm-hmm.
And in Octane, I feel like you get a lot more AO going on from just merely doing that.
Yeah.
And I think if you just plugged it in Redshift, you wouldn't get that look unless you really dug down a little more. That's just me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But the story behind it, besides the big people, the little people, is there anything? Are there any people? That's the thing. There's no Beeple's people in this.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're all in the buildings asleep.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm trying to figure out the scale in comparison. I'm trying to look at this window.
Well, that's why it's got all the giant things holding it up because it's so big and so straight.
Right. Are they holding it up? Or I guess
think
they're
so.
supports.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know what else to say about the story.
Yeah.
We just know that I would say that this is in the far distant future as far as our timeline because this is the civilization that's been built in the new world.
Yeah, maybe.
Looks like
I
it's
could
been
see
built
that.
up. You've got all the buildings and
yeah.
Things are starting to get off the ground in this new world of different sized people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very much like the Matt Damon movie. So
Right.
yeah. So that wraps up the Beeple's People. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So that's fun. All right. What else we got?
I got nothing.
Dog. All right. Let's see. Let's go to email social for a minute before we take off. Actually, before we take off and then hang on the live stream. That'll be fun. This email is from Gav Grant. Actually, this is something that's posted in Slack. This is just a comment. He says, really random, but I love the new outro. Also, the extended silence at the end. I was like, no, they didn't cut out the pretty good, I guess. Did they? And then, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love name dropping.
Name dropping?
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, all the people in the end of the thing? Yeah. And Ad Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Question/comment, product owned, blah, 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 blah. Windows tips.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, guys. Long-time listener of the podcast here and long-time Windows user. I thought you might appreciate these tips. Alt-Tab and hold Alt-Tab to be able to click the app you want to switch to. And I did talk about that last week.
You know what? Alt-Tab, I've noticed, does switch between them, and you don't have to click. But if there are multiple windows open, like with Cinema counts like your Octane display as
window.
a whole nother one. So you actually have to click twice. It just seems like you're not doing it, which is dumb.
I feel like sometimes it switches and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm trying it right now. It's weird. And it moves your window, I think. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
I don't know.
But okay, so that works. Shift drag a file onto an app to open
this
it
was
with
cool.
that app. That is a good one.
Yes.
That is a good one.
Yes.
So if that's true, let me try it right now. So I'm going to shift drag into Photoshop.
Oh boy. Now I lost you because Skype is amazing.
You lost me? Really?
Well, yeah, on Skype.
Oh, weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it does work though.
Yep.
It does work. Well, all right. That's a good tip.
Yeah.
Shift drag, that works. Right click, open with, and then choose the app and say always open with this app. The thing about that is sometimes I don't want a PNG to open in Photoshop all the time.
Yeah.
And I also feel like, I swear sometimes I click and the open with is not there. Have you noticed this? I swear it's not there sometimes. And I don't
know, maybe.
understand if I'm doing something wrong. And the other thing I don't like is when you do right click that menu. Yeah, the shift drag. That is great. That is great.
Yeah,
I love that. Okay, now I know. And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Stop all the downloading. All right.
We got someone from New Tech High School watching.
Oh, New Tech High School.
Yeah.
We got to post our talk from there.
Yeah,
we still
I know,
have
right?
that in the queue.
Yeah.
We have that video. Yeah, that we got distracted with a bunch of projects last year and never posted that.
Yep.
But I have it in the archive. Right-clicking and opening and doing the open with. The thing that I don't like about that is when you right-click, Windows has all this garbage. And there must be a way, I'm sure, I just don't know it yet because I'm a new Windows user. How do you get rid of all this freaking garbage? If I right-click on something right now, I'm like, open, set as desktop background, 3D print this with the 3D builder, turn this into a 7-zip file, there's so much, because then you have all your Dropbox options, scan with Windows Defender, shared albums. I'm like, no, like, stop. Like, I don't need all this info. How can I customize that? That's kind of my thing. How do I customize all of this? I don't know. So, and Dan Marino Emmett Smith says that open does not work with multiple files. So that kind of sucks. So,
geez, there is someone.
Let's see.
Oh, you know what?
What?
There's someone outside my house in their car talking on the phone so loud.
Oh, that's funny. You think you were getting like weird radio feedback
Yeah, I
or
don't
something?
know. It's
It's like the
weird.
people on the plane.
Yeah.
Huh? What? Yeah. Yeah, I'm on the plane. Yeah, I'm on the plane. No, I can't.
gosh.
What? I'm on the plane. I'm on the plane.
All right.
Yeah, I'm about to take off. I'm going down to. Yeah, you tell Bill he's a son of a bitch too. All right, so
Is that from Family Guy?
no?
Oh.
It's just I'm a huge Merlin Mann fan, so he's always
okay.
joking around
All
about
right.
that kind of stuff.
All
The
right.
people on airplanes just talking, just to hear themselves and act like they're important business people.
Hey, I want to give a huge shout out to the guys at Insidium and X Particles. I've been using. So I kind of wanted to push myself in order to learn X Particles a lot more.
Yeah.
And I decided, like, for at least most of my projects, I'm going to try and do something with X Particles, even though it may not need it, you know? So I've had a couple of projects come up, and their documentation on their website is incredible. It's so good. Like, being able to learn how to do this stuff,
really good.
like, the video manuals are just awesome. Like, I feel like I get a really good understanding of how all this stuff works really easily. So
There's a really good there's a really good cloth system. There's a really good liquid system. There's like VDB stuff. There's explosions. What else? Fire, smoke. They've added like everything. It's a Swiss Army knife now. So it's really cool. So I guess you're gonna make it so every project is a nail because you want to use this hammer.
Yep.
Of X Particles.
Basically.
We were talking about maybe we could do some sort of live stream one day where we're both just, screwing around with X Particles and just trying the different features and just seeing what we're learning and see if other people come on and show us stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing that we've been talking about doing is maybe doing some sort of Skype call-in day. Where, we just get on the live stream and people Skype in.
Yeah.
That could be very interesting or very dangerous. One of the two. We'll see.
Yeah.
So the last thing that Mr. Morris sent in was install Qt tab bar for tabbed file explorers, which is great because somehow I always end up with over 9,000 tabs, or not tabs, but windows in my file explorer, and I'll go down and mouse over my file explorer in the bottom bar, and I'll have like 40 of them open, and I'm like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
So I really like the whole tab thing. I really want to be able to customize and get rid of all this garbage inside of this. Come on, Windows.
Yeah.
Wow me, for the love of God. I don't know. Anyway. I don't know. What else we got? We got one more. I lost you. Sorry. Somehow I minimized everything on my computer.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
I'm gone again.
Mitch. No, you're fine. Mitch Hines sent in an email about opening PNGs in Photoshop.
Mm-hmm.
Right click and do open with. Again, it's just a lot of steps. I used to do the drag thing. You know, the one thing that I really miss too is the fact that, Sage, I know you told me about QT taskbar. I forgot. The problem is, like, everybody's telling me about these things, and I forget to write them down, and I don't remember where the email is. Maybe we need, like, a Windows... I don't know. We need, like, a Slack channel about just, like, making Windows work better.
Yeah.
And just getting around, like, productivity in Windows or something to where you can get around like you can on a Mac. Because one of the things that I really, really liked on Mac is, say you had a Finder window open on your desktop. And you're working within a project in like 80 bajillion subfolders. And then you open a project in something and you want to do a save as. And it's pointed to, God knows, some arbitrary folder from some other project. Well, if you take that folder out of your Finder and drag it into the save window on Mac, it just goes straight to that folder, and then you're like, sweet.
Can't you do that with the copy location, paste location?
I don't know.
You can do that.
Where would that be? I don't know where that is. See,
it's
like,
in your
I just
file
used to drag
explorer.
stuff.
You open up your file explorer, and on the taskbar, you do copy address as text, and then you can just paste it as text.
Copy path?
No, copy address as text. It's in your file explorer.
Copy address. Where is that?
It's like, where it says like this PC arrow, desktop arrow.
See, I don't understand. I'm so confused.
Yeah, no.
I have copy path, home, file. I don't know. We got frequent places. I don't know. And this quick access thing starts adding stuff that I didn't put in there.
Yeah, see, I disabled all the quick access stuff.
But you need it to put your project in, or else you're going to be going like 40 folders
get rid of all
deep.
your other crap. You need to hide all that stuff. But that's what I'm saying.
Like, what is all this? How do you get rid of all this stuff
go up
here?
to the right corner, and you see the little blue question mark? Minimize that.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, hey, look at that. It's already looking better. Well, that's nice. I do like that. But where's the thing you're talking about where you like...
You'll see the taskbar.
Copy a location. I don't see a... I have copy path. Is that not it? Copy the path of the selected items.
Yeah. Up where it says like... Gosh, I'm trying to look at your screen and there's a huge delay.
The delay.
It's like,
right?
you see the back button and the forward button and the up button and stuff like that. No, go back to your... Oh, boy.
Okay, so...
Show me your screen on Skype.
No, it's too complicated. We'll go look at it later. Billy in the chat says, make that channel on the Bro Slack, and he'll do an AMA on how to match an OS X feature in Windows 10.
There you go.
So that's nice. So we need a name for that channel. What is it going to be called?
Make Windows suck less.
Right. All right. I'm gonna do a new channel. Make Windows suck less. Purpose. Make Windows suck less. I'm gonna add, just real quick, I'm gonna add you, and I'm gonna add Billy and anyone else who wants to go in there so you can learn how to make
Windows suck less.
Windows suck less. That is awesome. All right.
There
we go. We got a new channel. So everybody doing that move over from Apple, we can all have these discussions. Then we have a little archive. See, look, people are joining it already. That's great. I love this. Love this. Okay. That's awesome. So that wraps up emails, and I think that's about it. Does anybody else have any questions that they would like to ask before we get out of here and start working on DFW C4D?
Nope.
Because I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry
It's time
too.
to eat lunch.
I need some
I'm
food.
getting hangry.
I'm not getting
I'm getting
hangry.
hangry.
I can't eat anything with fats in it. Otherwise, it upsets my tummy. I've lost 3 pounds in the past couple days. Sucks.
That's a good diet program.
I'm going
You
to go
should-
have a pear for lunch.
Yay. A
Hmm,
pear.
A pear, yeah.
Look at that. We already got people like posting stuff in Make Windows Suck Less.
There you go. Thank you.
It's awesome.
Thank you,
We're getting
Billy.
okay. Post your links to like helper programs and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Let's make Windows suck less.
Yeah.
We need the red hats that say "Make
Red-
Windows great again."
Make Windows great again. That's pretty good. I like that.
Man, because it just sucks. Oh man, why does it suck? Make Skype better too. Make
Yeah.
Skype great again, for the love of God. Let's get out of here. You can rate us on iTunes. You can leave a review. We haven't looked at that in a while. You can also rate us.
I just looked at it.
Subscribe. You can go in and subscribe to us because it helps get our numbers up. If you're just listening on the stream or whatnot, subscribe to our newsletter that goes out every now and then. Say you've been there, done that, got the t-shirt with the no Brograph, no Mograph tee, the limited edition Gate and D. Simone t-shirt, the Paul Babb Feel the Bab 2020 shirt that I'm wearing right now. All the profits from that go to Doctors Without Borders. And you can also get the Render Things t-shirt or pullover hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I got to say, a pullover hoodie is a little spendy. We're not really
It's a
marking
little-
these up much.
Yeah.
So don't think it's because we're like marking up the crap out of it. We really don't make anything off these shirts.
Yeah,
It's
we
just
make
to
like
put 'em out
maybe
there
a
for
buck
fun.
or two, you know?
Yeah, it's just for our time. It's just a fun thing. So it's not like we're getting rich off of those. But,
Yeah.
you know, having custom shirts, it's not going to be as cheap as going to Target or Walmart.
Right.
Let's just put it that way.
Right.
But you're going to have I want to say like the pullover is almost $40, which kind of sucks, but it's the best we can do. So you're going to like it. It's very hard to see
guarantee
the
it.
Render Things outline on the website, but it looks fine in real life. We thought about doing like, I have a shirt that's actual like Stranger Things
Yeah.
from Target, and it's not outlines, it's actually full red.
You know what? I was
And
at Target the other day and I
don't
saw
like
the Stranger Things with the straight lines. And I like it
with the
better.
straight lines.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
one with the full lines is just too out there flashy. I really like it's more subtle. It looks good. It looks good on the shirt.
Yeah.
So, and why is Sage asking our shoe size?
I don't know.
Giggity. That wraps it up. If you want to find us, you know where we are, all over the interwebs. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, of course, Twitch, YouTube, and Brograph.com, and Vero.
Sorry.
You can find us on there doing nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Because there's nothing to do except sign up and make sure that your friends signed up and say that you're on it,
Yeah.
and everybody will forget what it is next week.
Yeah. Hey, remember
'Cause
that
reasons.
other social media app that was supposed to beat Facebook? You know?
Color.
What?
Remember that one called Color?
I do
And
remember
everyone
Color.
is like, what is Color? And like everyone signed up, but there was nothing to do on it.
Yeah. Yeah, there was
Telling you,
I don't remember. What was it? It was
you got to be ready to scale or you're going to fail. Scale or fail.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
All right.
Patent pending. TM. Brograph.com.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's get out of here.
All right. Until next week, I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
Have a good one.
Later, bros.
Brograph.com.
You should keep that in there.
It's pretty good, I guess. Brograph.com, an online resource for learning Cinema 4D, After Effects, and other motion graphics tools specifically catered to help you prevail as a motion graphic designer.
What's up, bros? Welcome to another Brograph motion graphics tutorial.
With tutorials, plugins, and now a podcast with tens of thousands of listeners worldwide.
Yeah, it's a great community to be part of.
We give you professional time-saving tips, industry news, interviews, shortcuts, and lessons that help keep you current in the world of motion design.
Join HDR Studio, take the render settings, pick the HDR, put in a reflection, and gorgeous.
I love projects that scare me. When our art director comes to us and asks for something that I had never done before, man, it gets me pumped.
Our weekly long-form podcast will give you the latest news, help you in your file management, hardware configuration, and client relations. Learn about the latest render engines, modeling techniques, and workflow integration while staying entertained. Real nice banana.
Ah, that's so funny. All right. I'm going to live forever.
Our Brograph Talks are a chance to see the way industry leaders from around the globe are changing the face of motion design.
Sometimes you got to make stuff that you're not going to put on your reel, and I'm not here to judge.
The podcasts and talks include people like Beeple, Barton Damer, Nick Campbell, Andrew Kramer, David Ariev, Chad Ashley, Paul Babb, EJ Hassenfrost, Mitch Myers, Chris Schmidt, Jules Urbach, Cornelius Dammert, David Brodeur, Andy Needham, Caitlin Kaju, Zubair Parker, Noseman, Ryan Bean, Casey Hupke, Nick Lyons, Sage, Joey Korenman, Jeremy Cox, Rick Barrett, John Dickinson, Matthias Omatola, Patrick Goski, Brandon Clements, Steve Teeple, Tom Glimpse, Patrick Longstrom, Julia Simone, Devin Coe, Al Heck, and even Deadmau5.
You get that render done. Yeah, you better frame what?
Our Brograph breakdowns go behind the projects and give you an insight on what it's like to manage and maintain your own personal business or work for a large company. Join us for live sessions, check out our useful plugins, watch time-lapse projects, interact with us, and send us email questions and topic ideas. Or just hit the Rando Render button and do an imaginative daily that'll keep you on your toes.
Take all your dreams and let's do it!
Subscribe today and get automatic updates on the latest tutorials, tricks, tips, and inspiration brought to you by industry professionals Dave Koss and Matt Milstead.
We don't care how you get here, folks. Just get here.
Subscribe now to Brograph Tutorials. It's pretty good, I guess.